everybody. We're going to do something a little bit different here on the channel. I've never done a reaction video before, but it's been an interesting week in veganism. And of course, I got to get those views, baby. We have missed out on the first round of Jon Venus's video about eating eggs. I don't know if you guys have caught on to this, but yeah, he did a video the other day about admitting to eating eggs, which I thought was already public information. But anyway, so now the backlash has begun. Now it's getting interesting because Jon Venus, once golden Superman poster boy of veganism, the leader of the Fantastic Four, that is Jon Venus at the top, the tippy top. Then you have Nimai Delgado and Derek Simnet, and then underneath you have Brian Turner, because that's just the way that I look at the triangle. But I think that now that Jon Venus has come out, I think that Derek will be next. Jon, he's an honorary carnivore. Me and Jon go way back, and we're best buds, you know. And, you know, I think that what we're going to see soon is the vegans just jumping on the back of Jon Venus. He's already mad. And I've watched the first few seconds of this video, which we're going to do a little review of in a second here. Jon, please don't flag me. And I'm going to show you also another video from Cory McCarthy here. Cory's talking crap on Jon, and you just see the immediate backlash from the vegans. And I love it because Jon is probably one of the best examples of long-term vegan health. They cannot afford to lose this guy. This guy's actually buff. This guy's actually looks pretty healthy. And, you know, he has a kid. They've made it through the pregnancy and the first year of their child's birth. So this is not one they can afford to lose. They need to keep the ship upright, okay? Vegans, do not lose your mind. You lose Jon, you're losing one of the last few legitimate vegans on YouTube right now. So hang on one second. Let's check this out.
Be honest about his egg consumption, no matter how brief it may have been. But if you scroll back to the videos he was producing a year ago, it becomes clear that he was actually just posing. Granted, Jon doesn't really much income. Jon is also an ambassador of Vivo Life, a plant-based supplement company from which he earns an income by way of his affiliate code as seen here. But last I checked, eggs are not plants. As I said before, my issue isn't that Jon decided to consume eggs. Rather, my issue is with his dishonesty, and arguably worse, profiting from said dishonesty.
Okay, so you see now that Cory McCarthy is making a big case for Jon's dishonesty, and you're going to see more of this as time goes on. Of course, there's been a lot of vegan backlash already, but this is going to be targeting Jon's business, and other people will be targeting Jon's ethics and what it means for him long-term as a vegan. But you remember last year when Jon changed his channel name and he was talking about, you know, not wanting to be associated with vegans. That was enough for the vegans to start just beating him with the stick. And now that he's admitted to eating, I guess, a dozen eggs, you know, it's gone overboard. So let's watch Jon's actual video, and I'm going to comment live on it.
You know what, guys? I'm just kidding, guys. I didn't actually say anything. I apologize for the middle fingers, but I needed a thumbnail. Super passionate, a little bit pissed off right now. A couple of days ago, I posted a video about me experimenting with eggs. A very short experiment done in a way that I thought was worth it. But the video got picked up by a lot of other vegan YouTubers who basically sent a lot of hate. Hint, hint, vegan gains. Now, I'm not here to talk bad about anyone. I want to talk about what is the meaning of veganism and also how to handle hate. So if we take a look at the official definition of veganism from the Vegan Society, it says, veganism is a way of living which seeks to exclude, as far as is possible and practicable, all forms of exploitation and cruelty to animals for food, clothing, or any other purpose. Instead of animals, I will put animals and human beings, because what I'm seeing in the vegan movement, and a very small part of the vegan movement, a very, very small part, but very loud part, what I'm seeing
is... It's not going to be a very small part. It's just the vegans, they monkey see, monkey do. This is a saying we have in English. And basically, once the top tier guys start turning their backs on Jon, then everybody else will follow suit. And we've seen this with so many other ex-vegan influencers, and I'm not willing to call Jon ex-vegan just yet, but I am willing to call him an honorary carnivore. So let's continue.
Is the exact opposite. Veganism, for me personally, is about compassion and empathy. That is why I have it tattooed on my hand, my wrist. It's not about health, it's not about bodybuilding,
building muscle,
But it means we should stop criticizing and hating on other people for not meeting your own expectations. It's not about you. It's not about you. Why are we judging people, hating people, trying to bring people down, and doing everything you can to make those people feel bad?
Jon, because this is the way you get people into veganism in the first place. If they didn't have these shame, hateful, guilting tactics, they wouldn't be able to get people to even consider it in the first place. You need to first remind them that they're a bad person for eating animal foods in the first place. They're destroying the environment. They're destroying their health, and that you need to scare them basically into attempting this. And then when they do go vegan, then you tell them that, okay, good, now you're locked in. If you leave veganism, you were never vegan in the first place. It's this insanity mindset.
When you have no context for who they are as a human being, watching a YouTube video or watching an Instagram post does not tell you what kind of human that person is. And this black and white thing.
Whoa. Instagram is not real, dude? No. Don't tell me that, Jon. Don't tell me that. You mean to tell me that these vegan YouTubers and Instagrammers aren't actually that way all the time? Oh, whoa. Exposed.
Why are we so afraid of judgment? Why are we so afraid of picking up a camera and talking about things that people will not agree with? So getting these messages and getting these childish bullies on YouTube making videos about me saying that I'm a liar, that I'm dishonest, it fuels me. It does the opposite effect that people wanted to have on me.
And this is why nobody respects vegans on the widespread scale of the world. Nobody respects vegans. Nobody likes vegans because they will cannibalize their own people. One of their biggest, most outspoken, healthy-looking, buff leaders, the guy who everybody points to, vegans can't build muscle. And then they say, oh, but Jon Venus, this guy that I never met in my life, Jon Venus over on YouTube, look at this guy. He's the man. Guess what? When they lose Jon Venus because they're just hating on him, they're going to push him right into trying more eggs and more meat. And then he's going to be like, oh, God, this is actually way better. I'm back to my old self. You guys don't realize Jon Venus was jacked before he went vegan. I've not exposed this, but it's public information. It's on his Facebook. I've taken these pictures from Facebook. I'll put them up on the screen. Jon was jacked and ripped and lean before he went vegan. You see those little pictures on his Facebook where he compares meat eater versus vegan, and then he shows him as like a freaking 12-year-old versus his current physique. Guys, this is marketing, man. And I don't blame Jon for this at all. It's just being a smart marketer. And Jon obviously is very successful on YouTube. He's making good money. He's putting food on the table for his family. But this is the reality. Jon was jacked before veganism.
Because I am confident in myself. I have a self-esteem that is higher than you can ever imagine. I know what I'm about. I know my intentions. I know that honesty and compassion and empathy are my top values. And
I actually believe Jon here. If you don't believe Jon, then you can't see. He's one of the last real ones left on YouTube. He's one of the last real ones. He's not completely commercialized, commoditized, paid for by big sponsors. He's not the family. A lot of these vegan influencers, especially if they came from Instagram, oh my God, they are 100% commercialized. They are just in it for the sponsors and the money and the cash, and they are getting it. And there's people following them. Let's not get into it, but Jon is somebody who I do see as seeking the truth, and you can just really see it and feel it when you watch his content. And again, he has good results, so he knows what he's doing on a actual objective basis.
Knowing that is enough for me not to care about what anybody thinks. Not even my mom, my dad. It doesn't matter what they think of me because I know myself. I know the truth. I am content and I'm happy.
Closing remarks here. Jon's just way too likable, and there's no way to hate on this guy. If you're hating on this guy and you're a vegan, you are just an utter piece of shit. I mean, I don't understand how you can hate on a new family man, a guy who's been representing your way of life and your thinking mindset. He's got vegan tattooed on him. What else do you want? Was Jon really never vegan either? It's crazy to me. I love seeing the implosion. It's so enjoyable to just sit back and watch this happen on YouTube, especially when I was vegan while these guys were coming up. I watched Jon go from a meat eater. I was vegan before him. I watched him go as a meat eater with I don't know what he had, 20,000 subscribers. And then now he's huge as a vegan guy. But at least, like I said, at least he has results. That's what I base success on. Like, what are your actual results? Effort is not enough. And there's a lot of vegans out there with all the science and all the good intentions and the good effort, and they have nothing to show for it. They're not making any gains. They're not their teeth are falling apart, their digestion sucks, but they're not willing to give up on the diet. They're real vegans. They're willing to go down with the shit. Well, good for you, you know, but at least this guy, you know, he's honest about him trying eggs at one point. And really, you're gonna hang this guy over eggs, man? You could have eggs in your or chickens in your backyard that you're gonna lay eggs every single day. What you've heard about chickens being stressed out about having eggs, they're gonna do that regardless. That they're not stressed out. They only lay eggs for a few years anyways. I don't want to get into science of it. It's very boring. But that's it. Make sure you guys tune in. Make sure you guys subscribe, like this video. I have Rob Bliss coming on the channel tomorrow. Do not miss that discussion. It's the opposite of Jon Venus. The skinniest dude in the vegan movement is going to be here on the channel tomorrow. So, peace.
And here comes a real steak. I mean, not real, it's still vegan, but just look at the texture of this thing. Wow. Just check this thing out. It's so huge. It looks exactly like steak. It doesn't make any, it feels like I'm cutting like a super tender piece of dead friends, but it's so weird. This doesn't feel right.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Wow. Feels like I'm having real meat. Do you like it?
Like I said, I feel like I'm getting a bad conscience.
Crazy.